We're setting up stuff. Okay. So we're taking the fight. Okay, chat, if you're just tuning in, we're taking the fight over and over again because it's a very easy, it's a very small fight that I can look and see what's actually happening in each of the characters, and we're fixing the scripts because the scripts have been fucked up. And we're currently wasting a lot of resources and or time from that. Alright, so that's happening too often. Best current threat. Least threat. Most threats. Most damage inflicted. Is it the enemy does the most damage or us? Current engager, most engagers, least engagers, highest fortitude, lowest health, most inspirations, least inspirations, is spellcaster, being attacked by animal companion, sworn enemy, highest threat, lowest reflex. I don't know what that is. I think we're just going to do that for now. Okay, we changed it to 30 seconds. Wounding shot, we need to give it a cooldown. It lasts for 6 seconds. I wish it wouldn't have when I changed target. I wish there was a conditional that says I wouldn't recast this if it's on there. Okay, wounding shot. What's the cooldown? Like 6 seconds. I guess we're gonna blow a bunch of those super early in the fight. I mean, it makes sense to get resources out early if you're gonna use it. Deals 20% weapon damage per 3 seconds for 6 seconds. So I guess we put stick a 10-second cooldown on that. Okay. Alright, let's see how that goes. Twitch chat down here.
Enemies ahead.
Everybody else should fuck off.
Death to our enemies!
Let's grab you and not let you shoot. It's gonna kill that guy in like 1 strike. Okay, he just buffed himself, that's fine. I saw the mark right there. I need timestamps in this log too. Alright. Wounding shot into the Naga.
Take him down.
Another wounding shot. Was that really 10 seconds? That went quick.
Better try something else.
Yeah, he's used 2 wounding shots already. Did that cooldown take? She's gonna just dump these almost instantly every single time then. I think I would prefer warrior stance, 2-handed weapon, sharpshooter. Party Bite, Gunner, Discipline Barrage, Devoted. Where's my aim? Alright.
He's no good to me. Quick, toss me something else. Better try something else.
Take him down. Damn.
So does she buff this guy? Activates marked prey. Koronaga warrior marked prey. Fuck, I really wish I could cast that in such a way that it didn't repeatedly cast on the same target. Because it's such a waste of ranger resources for a buff that has an infinite duration. Alright, I'm going to call this basically good enough. I'm going to tweak the timing numbers just very slightly. And we'll get a difference in a bit here. Alright.
Yeah.
Most afflictions, no. Least 2 bond, wounding shot, cooldown 15 seconds, cooldown 30 seconds, above 25% health. Let's do something like that. Alright. Would I ever become a full-time member of PKA if they ask me to? I don't think their show format really supports four full-time members of that to me. I know it's an evasion of the question to some degree, but I haven't really given that serious thought. I haven't been asked that, and I'm not expecting to be asked that. So, not like your question, I'm not expecting to be asked to be a fourth-time member of that. I think their 3 hosts with a guest makes a really good format, and I don't think they're going to change that anytime soon. And I think they have 3 excellent hosts right now who show no signs of wanting to stop. So, I don't know. Take from that what you will. All right. That's pretty good. We need to go grab the casters now. That's going to be the complicated shit, right? All right, casters. Your ones are going to be challenging. So let's grab chat, come down here. We can get rid of the ranger right now. She'll kill shit too quickly. Let's get Galdifrax down here. Okay. Give the ranger a list of targets to mark in the marking part of the script. I don't know that makes any sense because I don't always let her go I generally tell her which ones I want her to go after, and I want her just marking that target. I don't want her marking a different target than the one she's shooting. So I assume target with no priority, she just picks up the one she's shooting, so that seems to be how it works. So I don't want to do that.
I shall lead us.
Yeah, Lana, you're supposed to go up there.
Of course.
You're supposed to come down here, and your fucking bear's supposed to go up there too. For Ranger Danger Bear. For Bear Grylls over there, needs to get out of here. Okay, why do I have 3 people down here? You're supposed to get out of here too. What? Why are you back down here, Bear?
Yes.
Okay. Let's take a look at the list here. So the AI behavior on the Cypher is a little bit weird. The Barbarian's buff is a might buff. And both of the Archer and the Fighter constantly accuracy buff themselves. Thing is, by taking that accuracy buff, I'm avoiding a might buff on the Ranger. I mean, I could get both, I suppose. I just have to check the conditionals better. So currently,
Well,
with Stranger Ranger Danger, we are checking for what? We're checking if we have a perception inspiration. That's fine. we don't have one, we cast this. That's totally fine. Okay. So, if we then go for the caster information, can work around that. Do any of the classes feel noticeably stronger? Oh, they're all fun, man. The shapeshifter druid seems really strong because of the healing element of it. A lot of the melee seem to be missing healing. Alright. So let's open up our behavior editor in the Cypher script. A lot of things going on here. If target ally is missing a might inspiration, we give them might. Yes. Prioritized by is spellcaster. I just want to see right now if this is actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. If I remove all the rest of this shit, does she buff up everybody eventually? Alright, and to do that, let's come down here and grab Mr. Stranger Danger Ranger. Okay. I don't see any monk self-healing. Alright, quick save. Let's take a look. Alright. Incoming here. No, bear, you can hide from me. No, I know you're an aggressive bear. Go the fuck away. Okay, and I want to watch Gallifrax. She's buffing right now. Just buffed. Stranger Danger Ranger is running off.
Quick, toss me.
Let's go.
Where the fuck are you going? Oh, running in to buff the warrior. I don't care if the warrior is strong at all. She's not buffed herself yet. And actually doesn't seem interested in doing so. She has resources to do it. We just lost, no, 7 seconds on Valorous Echoes.
Take him down.
1 second. Okay, decides to Valorous Echoes. Should be losing out in the fighter in a moment. Decides to Valorous Echoes. Okay, so that's not far off. So that's actually mostly working. We have to do a little bit with that. We need to fix the script portion of that. Yeah, Haze Fest. I like that too about games. It reminds me of, do you guys remember like the manuals that used to come with games when you were young? Like the paper manuals and you could read through. Remember that. Cypher can't buff herself. I don't know if that's true or not. Let's find out though. Guess I could read the spell first. Hold on.
Yes.
Oh, it is an allied target. Yep. Well, it's kind of annoying because she's one of my 2 spellcasters and she would really like a might bonus. And we have 5 attack spells, or 5 spells right now, as well as 2 other things here. It's a very long perception buff. I should be using that pretty regularly. So that needs to happen as well. Okay, this is going to be the complicated one. This is why I'm kind of putting it off, but that's fine. The clone script is mostly working, so we can delete that. So this is basically where I want it. I just need to up the priority list. I want that first on the spellcaster. And what I should do is, after it's happened, I should set a cooldown and put another one in here. So call this like How long does it last for? 20 seconds. This is unmodified though, right? What does it actually last for? .1 seconds. So it's totally nuts that it doesn't give you the fucking modified times in there. All right, so it's 35 seconds. So every 30 seconds is 30-second cooldown, and that would be fine for buffing the caster. All right, if I add another one then in. Move that up. Wish there was a move to top. Target. So this is a might and strong and insightful. So it's might and perception. So target is debuffed. It's not inspiration. It is a affliction. Target has a affliction might. We cast that. I don't want an and here. I want an or. So I have to make a whole separate one to do that. Okay. If I duplicate it, does it go to bottom or does it stay where it is? Let's try duplicating just the individual. Goes to bottom. Alright, target has affliction might, target has affliction perception. Then Valorous echo them. Prioritized by most afflictions. Alright. Target does not have an inspiration might. Give them spellcaster, 30-second cooldown. And did you delete that? I think you did. Let's duplicate this one. This buff's super good. I want it on everybody, pretty much. Alright. Target has inspiration might. Target doesn't have inspiration might. Then affliction, affliction, inspiration, inspiration. It's an ally. Prioritized by most damage inflicted. So that should be the ranger. Okay. Nobody wants to work through this stuff? I think it's super interesting. Oh, I did this backwards. This is supposed to be spellcaster still. And this is by most damage. And I only want these to happen once every 30 seconds. Once every 40 seconds. And this way it's only buffing our dude. I think that would work. So this should basically buff everyone except the warrior. She'll start off by buffing my other caster, who is Chanter. I hope the Chanter is considered a spellcaster. If not, it's going to fuck everything up. She should buff anyone who's afflicted first, always, with no cooldown. Then she should buff the spellcaster, which is the other spellcaster. Then she should buff the ranger. And both of these should be on 30-second cooldowns so that it doesn't expire. Or rather, that it's ready to go when it expires. Okay. That seems good. Let's take that first save and see if this works. We'll do it in parts. A, to break up the tedium of doing it, and B, to make sure all the individual parts work. So, did it save? Seems to have. Let's duplicate this. Remove the other stuff out of the script. Like that. Make sure that's still there. On the clone, yes. Set it up to use the clone. Make sure it's in order. Random, fuck off. Should default list order too. Why would it default random? Like, makes no sense at all. Alright. Save this. Go grab the fight. I need you down here. So I need all 4 of you here, but not you.
Well,
Druid does not need to be here. Oh, right, but I did actually want to buff the Druid with fucking might, didn't I? Alright, let's fix that first.
yes.
Is spellcaster. Most afflictions. Oh, it changed this. This was actually highest damage. Which is what, gone now? It just changed it back. It just fucking changed it back to most afflictions again. Game. Alright, maybe it doesn't like that as a particular one because there's no damage inflicted yet. I don't know. Lowest reflex, highest reflex. Most inspirations, least inspirations. Highest fortitude, lowest fortitude. Lowest deflection, highest deflection. I want, that's funny, it doesn't let me do dexterity. That's the actual one I was looking for. So I can do some of the things, but not all of them. Players are unable to set or save cloned AI behaviors properly for some classes. It puts the game in a bad state that deletes quick saves upon area transition. I don't know what that means, really. Furthest target nearest current engager, most engagers, highest fortitude, highest health, lowest health, most inspirations, least inspirations, being attacked, is spellcaster, sworn enemy, most threats, best current threat. Alright, who do I really want this on? I already get might on the barbarian. I just want this on the fucking ranger. That's who I want it on. The ranger and the spellcaster. So I need another conditional that targets the ranger. I wish I could just tell it a companion. Target this companion with it. I've only got 4 companions. Why is that not one of my checks? Highest reflex. Does she have the highest reflex? She probably does. Can we try that? Did it keep it? Did keep highest reflex. Let's see who has my highest reflexes. Alright. Reflex save is 60 on her. 76 on Lana, 91 on fuck, on the Crusader, who I don't want buffed, 75 on that girl who I do want buffed. Alright, game. How do I target Stranger Danger Ranger? That's who I want targeted. I want Stranger Danger Ranger to get a fucking might buff. She does 1,000,000 damage, and I want a might buff. So how are we doing that? Work with me, game. What are my conditionals that would work for this? Oh, wrong girl. Alright, gotta be creative here, chat. Lowest to highest will. Most damage inflicted seemed like the best one. But maybe this is only an enemy. Least threats, most threats, lowest reflex, highest reflex, none. Marked prey is spellcaster. I mean, I want this buff, I guess, on everybody eventually, but it's just... Least inspirations, most inspirations. She will have her own inspiration. What if I did most inspirations and what else? Not in melee? Most inspirations. Is there a not in melee? I don't think I can add a second conditional here. She will have inspired herself. Target does not have inspiration might. And it's not in melee. Target enemies in melee range. No, I could do 1 to 2. Can't do target has certain, because I was next to one as well. Target has certain resource. No. Target is spellcaster. It's not the problem. Target engaging anyone. False. So this might work. So if they don't have a might inspiration and they're not engaging anyone, which it rules out the fighter, target by most inspirations. If they're debuffed, buff them. That first thing happens first. If they're perception or might debuffed, buff them. Okay. If they don't have a might buff, and then give them one, but target the spellcaster. And if I make that 35 seconds, it will only ever target the spellcaster. Because it will only ever be refreshed enough to do that, right? And then, if the target doesn't have a might buff and isn't engaging anyone, give him that. I think when targeted an ally, that might be the best one. I think when targeted an ally, that must be the best one. What did you say prior to that? Least armor. Try best current threat. I'm not trying current threat because I don't understand how that works. And when I try the highest damage dealer, that doesn't work. Least armor might be a thing. The barbarian's got good armor. Lowest deflection might be a thing too. Except they're all pretty low in deflection. Least armor. Is that an option? That would be simpler than that. Lowest armor. Huh. Alright, that maybe is a thing. That's only going to work until I change armor, though. Which makes it a little bit sketchy. It means I have to change it every 2 fucking seconds. So 7, 11, 6. Stranger Ranger Danger has 11 fucking armor. Oh, it's penetration. Where's the actual armor? 3. 7, 3, 10, 6, 4. Lowest armor would work. Interesting. Good suggestion. Okay. So, where are we? Debuffed, buff them. Doesn't have a buff and is a spellcaster. Buff them. This actually is if they aren't buffed, buff them, prioritized by spellcaster. And if they're not buffed, buff them, target by lowest armor. And also give this a cooldown. Longer than the actual spell. And I think this setup means it will never buff the warrior with this, which is all I want from that. Alright, let's save that. Let's open that up and duplicate it. Don't need this right now. Duplicate that. Nuke the eye strike and the secret horrors elements of that. Accept that. Save. Double check that it actually saved, because we have to do that every single fucking time. It seems to be there. Then set it over to using the clone. Tell it to not do random. Save it. Double check that it saved it. Have a fight. Alright, bring everybody down.
Well,
okay.
As you wish.
Okay.
Yes?
Alright. Save this. Interact with this. Summon the Nagas. Alright, I gotta stop. Okay. Now we're fighting. I gotta stop Lana and the ranger from killing anybody. So where's the ranger and Lana?
We're not alone.
Okay.
Well,
Alright, you two just are gonna get micro nonstop.
I'll take care of it.
There's something you don't
Take
see
him
every day.
down.
I have you as well. Get over here.
Of course.
Alright, she buffs. Wait, what did she just buff? She buffs Ziggy. Alright, that's what I want. Did she buff Ziggy? And now she buffed Ziggy first. And now has gone and buffed Lana, which I want. Or not Lana, Stranger Danger Ranger. Now let's run in a circle. Who does she buff next, if anybody? She shoots her bow, Good.
Let us end this.
Our fighter's not buffed, right? Fighter's not buffed. Good.
Show 'em how it's done. This weapon's no good to me.
Alright, how long until these expire? Casters expires in 13 seconds.
Should've run.
Casters expires in 2 seconds. Just lost his. She immediately begins to cast it again, targeting who?
Just giving them a fish.
Targeting the lowest armor guy. Not the caster, even though it's higher in the priority list. And now she's buffing. She just buffed Lana. Still ignoring our caster. Is he not considered a caster when he's over here? Now she totally ignores the caster. What the fuck just happened? Okay. Well, it's close then. It worked well for the first iteration of that, and that might be enough.